Welcome to another session on Nourish, Flourish, Vida. Today's session, we are going down the small pathway of biology. No. I'm not going to. This channel on today's session, we're not going to go into the big grammar of biology. We break down things that is relevant, that is meaningful to you and me. So today's session, it's on understanding how whatever we feed our systems, how the body digests it. I mean, one thing we can all agree on is the human body, whether it's in a baby, in a teenager, in an adult, it has the same organs. It's built to the same organs, so it will do the same thing. You see, in last session, we talked about New Year resolution as a scam, and I did promise that I will give a session. I would do another video that solely looks at digestive system, because for us to go forward, we need to understand the very basics. Let me start with the Chinese proverb that says, little droplets of water make an ocean. Or the African proverb that says, if we don't know the way forward to continue forward in our direction, at least we can trace ourselves backwards. Why am I particular about returning back to food as the basics? I need to help you understand why. Have you ever pondered or questioned or thought, are you ever intrigued why in this 21st century technologically advanced why are we having more health issues? The health issues seems to be getting more complex, and sometimes it's looking more terminal, causing havoc in families, in people's life. My brother, my sister, we trace it. For me, I would say it's down to what we put in our mouth. You see, when people put on weight, it's natural that most people get anxious. They want to lose it today. Quick, let's lose it. But one thing they forget is weight gain, it doesn't happen overnight. It gradually creeps on you. Wayo. Tickly. Small. It creeps on. And maybe by the time you realize it, you wake up and you realize your clothes no longer fit. The trouser band, it's become something that is so tight, and you begin to get anxious. Rather than looking at it and retracing your steps, which is this mouth, because you've been doing too much, forgetting that in order to reverse the whole process, you need to move more. You need to eat less. But it won't live without digressing any further. Because my firm belief is, if you truly understand how the digestive, how the human body, let me just keep saying body, so that we don't get confused. How does our body break down the food? And what is it that our body are using that food to do? Because then it will help you understand that, you see, this organ, I will say it again on this channel, I will reiterate it. The body is the most patient system, complex system that God has put together. But it's also the one that is prevalent to being abused. The minute you start abusing it, it doesn't show up instantly. It takes a while. So without much further ado, let me help you understand how this human body is made up. Inside our body, we are made up of what in biology term, and I'm not going to go into the big grammar so that people are not lost. See, we don't assume on this channel. The human body is made up of atoms and is made up of molecules. It is made up of cells. Everything that God has created, whether plant, whether human body, whether animal, they are made up of small cells. If you refer to if you look back to the video we talked about why Ogo, I did explain to you how the kidney stones are formed. But you know, it's made up of all these cells. Now, these cells, they are living things carried by the blood in your body. There's blood that flows from our head to toe. The way that God created it is very important. Now let's go straight to the point. That's one thing I want you to understand. The very basic. This human body, if you break it down, chop them down into small bits, we are made up of cells, group of cells, group of atoms. Those group of atoms become what you call molecule. Let's leave it like that. Let's pack it there. Make I not confuse you. Let me not confuse us. But everything you eat, what our body does with it is the 3 R's. It's looking to repair, it's looking to replenish, and it's looking to rebuild. That is what fundamentally the whole organs in our body do. Now, how does this start? You know, the Nigerians will be, my Nigerian brothers and sisters will remember this. I'll be familiar with this. You see, before the body starts digestion, the digestive process begins with our mporanya and our nose. You know that African proverb that says the eyes, we eat with our eyes. It's true, it's true. It's not made up. Let me explain why. Whenever we come across something, a food, a snack, it's a food item that we do like, maybe the way it's been presented, or maybe it's your favorite food. The first thing that eats is your eyes, your nose. And what you're seeing, what you're not seeing, what you're not even seeing at all is the minute those eyes and nose see it, inside your body, it starts what we call we have about 8 endocrine glands. The body will start secreting it. You know why? You know how you know? When you see the food, have you guys forgotten? The next thing is to salivate. You start to, your mouth starts to water. Why? Because the body recognizes that it's now about to feed. So the first thing your body will eat, the first thing that gets activated in the digestive system is your eyes and your nose. The glands behind it will start secretion. As it secretes, your mouth, that is why you then say, my mouth starts to, I want the water. I can know if you are home or you can't wait for the food to cook. Because the body is preparing itself. It knows that that's the food that is coming. Wait for it, I'm coming. After it secretes and you finally get the food, my brother, and you do, and then you feed it. By that time, the salivary glands in the mouth has already prepared itself. Don't you find it fascinating that it's only when food is presented, is in front of you, that you've got salivary gland? But otherwise, if you're busy getting on with your day or with your chores, you're not secreting saliva and walking up and down. That's number one. The body has prepared so that by the time you get that food, the eyes and the nose have told it there's food that it is coming. There's something that is delicious coming your way. So the mouth will get ready with this salivary gland. Now, when the saliva, when you then open your mouth and finally get that food and sit down and you pop the first spoon in your mouth, your salivary gland is already ready. It's waiting in action. The package is waiting. It will start to break down, help you chew the food, help you prepare the food. Because anything that is just solid without the salivary gland working on it, my brother, my sister, if you try and swallow it, those of us, if you've ever swallowed a bone, you will appreciate what I'm talking about. Once it enters your esophagus, this is your throat. The throat will say, this is not prepared. It's not ready for me to digest it. What the hell is happening? That is why when you swallow a bone, nobody tells you to pack that food aside and try and get rid of that bone. But the body helps to masticate it. The word is masticate. It helps you to chew the food into some semi-solid, preparing it so that the esophagus can then push it down, will help you push it down. Once you've now eaten and swallowed the food will put the esophagus, which is your throat. When we use our longer throat, it will push it into your stomach. Again, by the time you're chewing that food, the stomach is getting itself ready. The stomach too has its own juice. It's getting itself ready. That is where you have the gastric juices. That is where you have his acid. So as soon as he enters the stomach, but why? What does the stomach do? The stomach will have to disinfect it. It's very, very similar to when we buy vegetables and we buy fruit from outside and we get home. You often wash it. That's what your body does. It will bathe the food that is now semi-solid. It will wash it and bathe it in gastric juices. Part of that baking is it breaks it down and makes it more liquid. It will not stay, it's not as solid as you first chewed it, because from your mouth to your throat, from the throat to the stomach, it's inside the stomach. Now it breaks it down further, but it's not yet fully ready for the body to start absorbing it. Now this is the part that you will find interesting. Once it breaks it now into what the body calls a really semi-liquid mishmash, without going into details, at the end of your stomach is what you have a valve. It's like having a valve like this. What is the function of that valve? Let's call this valve your gate man of your house. Gate man is only, you will give your gate man instruction and say, hey, today I don't want to see XYZ, or you normally give. So the valve's function is to ensure that nothing solid passes here. It will have to break it down to a level that this is your first gate check. Now comes the shocker, which most people are not aware of. The second function of this valve is called pyloric valve. Too much grammar. Just take it that there's a valve. So as soon as the stomach has masticated, as soon as the stomach has washed it in gas, has broken it further down into a semi-liquid that you can handle, it will push it right at the valve. It's like you've eaten it. If you put it, there's a valve here. That valve is a gate check. First, number one is checking to see there is nothing solid that can pass beyond here. So this is why I call this valve the gate man of your house. From this valve, which if you're looking for the technical or the biological name, it's called pyloric valve, the pyloric valve. But let's just pack English, big grammar, because that's not what we're here for. There's a valve here. What then happens from here? The second function of this valve is not everything that you have eaten in one go that hits your stomach that you will push. Wow! No. That is why I say this is the system. The body is a system. It's a complex system. It will be passing a small. Now, from your stomach, from that valve that sits at the end of your stomach, if you think about it, this is your stomach. The valve is here. It will be letting food out small. From that valve is then connected to your small intestine. Now, my people, this is where my research blew my mind. Now, did you know that at the end of the valve is connected to your small intestine in the body? My brothers, my sisters, this is where I found it very fascinating. Maybe for you it's not, if it's your part of your day job and you already know. But I think for most people, they'll find it fascinating. The small intestine in a human body, it not be this long. It's 20 feet long. So at this point, this is why the valve has to make sure it is almost liquid-like for it to flow into your intestine. Now, when it don't enter your intestine already don't get. It get almost like things where they like cup, where they like attachment, ready to just grab the food. Now, when it dey inside your small intestine, now that for that side, small intestine go break am. Now, inside small intestine, it will break it furthermore. That thing that you don't chop, it will break it more. When it breaks it, the small intestine don't get outlet. It gets like mouth, like things that are already attached to it on the outlets, that will just suck the nutrients. It will just suck them out, those nutrients. As it's all sucking it out, this is why I said the liver is the next one. This is where I call the liver the front door to your house. It's the main entrance into your house. The liver is then the center of complex laboratory, because for your liver, that is where everything will hit why. When it enters the liver, this is where the liver then starts. It is broken down into the tiniest bits, molecules, atoms, elements that your body begins to then extract. If it's that you haven't eaten for 3 days, say you don't work out, you've gone for 3 days, you haven't eaten, or you're recovering from illness, or your body is weak, or you have a wound, these are where the body liver then starts to extract. The first bit it will extract, and it will tell you to carry it to the heart. Bagam. If it's a well-balanced food, I'm telling you, it will carry it. And then from there, the heart will now distribute it to other parts of the body. Do you see why I said it's important to understand it? Because the liver is the most, as far as I think, is the most important defense system. It is the main door to your body, your house. If you think about your house, you get gate man, but to now enter, the first place, how to get access into your house is your main entrance. The liver is your main entrance, is the main door, is your front door into your house. Because once it enters the liver, that is where the body breaks it down further to the minutest, that it can then begin to extract it. If it's repairing, it will send it. It will extract the bitter from the nutrients of what you have eaten. If it's replenishing, it will replenish. If it's cells that is used up, that it needs to build new cells, i.e. red blood cells, for iron and all that, it will build it. If it's rebuilding, it will then rebuild itself. The liver is the first. Once the liver have taken, it will send it to the heart. From the heart, it will go distributing. But sometimes, if you've been junking, the liver then doesn't necessarily have to send it to the heart. It will instruct it. So the liver is the first point that starts. Now, after the food has gone, it has taken all the nutrients from your small intestines. What is left is to be expelled out of the body. It will send it to your large intestine. People, they hear colon. They think colon is colon is your large intestine. The body has a small intestine that is 20 feet long, and it has also a large intestine. When it gets into your large intestine, my people, wagam, what happens in the large intestine is supposed to be expelled. To tell you how intelligent the human body is, when it arrives your large intestine, the first half of your large intestine, it will then look to see, is there more nutrients that have not been extracted? It will extract it. I call your colon the kitchen. Because by the time you cook, that is where you separate the waste product, the things that virtually you put in the bin. It is there, the first half of your colon, the first half of the large intestine, the colon, it's where the body will look to see, are there more nutrients? It's like when you juice, when you squeeze, it's like asking your daughter, your son to squeeze the juice. And then when you come back, you still try and squeeze it more. That second squeezing is what happens in your colon. Because your large intestine, in there, it will now look in the first top half of the colon. It will look to extract, is there more nutrients in this waste product I've been asked to throw away? If there is, it will try and extract it. The same similar process. It's not like it goes anywhere. It has like suctions all around it. If you imagine, you have like suction. It's like when you enter dirty water and you have those leeches all glued on you, sucking your blood. If you don't understand leeches, let me use a very common one. It's like bed bugs. When you lie for bed at night, think that bed that you're lying down is your small intestine. I know it's a horrible example, but I have to break it down because that's what we're doing on this channel. Then the bed bugs are the things that like attached itself. So they would suck suck. So if you now think that if when you lie on it, you are that food, and then the bed is your small intestine, then the bed bug itself is the things that are attached. It's almost like vein, like it attach itself. It will draw the nutrients in one. That's how it works. In a very layman, simplistic term, the first half of your colon, the large intestine, that's what it does. This is where the final gate check, it will extract whatever nutrients that are left before it sends it to the lower or the second half of your large intestine, the colon. And then from there, it gets expelled. Now, let me break it down. This is why I said in the last video, it is good to give your system break. There is a reason why when you look back from your grandfather, grandmother's time, you know, this our generation. Sometimes on Friday, people go binge drinking. As you're binging drinking and as you're eating non-stop, sometimes you forget it's the human body that is processing it. Every time we eat a complete meal, it takes your body from start to finish. What is the start? From the time you finally put it into your mouth till the time you expel the waste product through till you do number 2. Let's not even go there, but people understand what it takes your body 3 to 4.5 hours to break down one meal. You can then imagine if you've eaten at 9 o'clock, you pop in again at 11 o'clock. Before you know it, at 12, the one that you're eating at night is still digesting. This is another reason why I said in my last video, if it is possible, try and eat your last meal by 8, 7, 8, or even 9. Let's be realistic, because on this channel, I want to keep it real. If, try and eat by 9. Why? Because your body needs that break. It's taking it 3 to 4.5 hours to break down one meal. One meal you have finished, and you probably are walking about thinking that, man, I am hungry again. I need another food. But he hasn't finished digesting that one. Do you see the reason why when you eat around the clock, especially if you have no reason, I say you have no reason. If you are not on a night shift, you're not working shift pattern. Do you see why I said if you must put something in at night, can we go for fruit? Because it takes it 3 to 4.5 hours. That was another blunder. Now, if your colon is healthy, by the time the food has processed and reached colon, if you have a healthy colon, you should be able to your body will start signaling you for number 2. Be telling you we need to expel the waste product, and normally a healthy colon will give you within an hour to 2 hours of the food, whatever that is left, coming into your large intestine. So why am I emphasizing this? If you fall into the category of people that only you do number 2 once every 2 weeks, once every month. Not once a month is too unrealistic. Maybe once a week. It is not a normal process. Your body is not designed to do that. Your body was never designed for that at all. We need to come back and help our body readjust. If you don't take away anything, take away that your digestion starts with your eyes. Your eyes truly are the ones that eat. Your nose truly are the ones that eat. And while they are doing it, the bits that you're not seeing is everything within you starts to become alive. There are 3 key organs that are very super important during digestion. 1 is the pancreas, 2 is the liver, 3 is the gallbladder. You see, everything is carried by blood. The blood is the vehicle that takes it from once it passes your throat and it gets into the small intestine. The small intestine will extract. It will extract it through a process called osmosis. Let me not confuse you, but it will extract it. It's carried by blood into the liver. You see, the blood renews itself. It's like for skincare, we know that there's dead skin cells that renew the cell to renew itself. Inside your body, so are your blood, so are the different parts of the body and cells. Now, when these get renewed, This is what people don't realize. When it's used up, you know the process of, let me use, when you exfoliate, we say we're exfoliating dead skin cells. Inside you, there are used up cells from the blood, from the different parts. The body will send everything back to your liver. The liver will package it and convert it to bile. And then it will send it to your gallbladder. I had to explain to help people understand. It goes and sits in the gallbladder waiting for another instruction because it's another powerful one. I've already talked about the pancreas. I want to demonstrate something very quickly with pancreas. I said whenever we eat something in the pancreas, your body will break down your carbohydrate and it will turn it into glucose and it will send it. If you imagine this is your pancreas, this is why I think this would be relevant. Every time there's a spike in your blood sugar, which our next video, which I will talk about, will be on sugar. This is your pancreas. Imagine this is your pancreas. Say 9 o'clock, you don't chop dough, you don't drink coffee with sweetened drink. Bah, blood sugar spike. The pancreas will secrete insulin. Your blood sugar is like that. It will send insulin, release insulin. My brother, as you can see, I want to demonstrate. By 10 o'clock, you've chopped donut, it will send another. Your blood spike goes high. The blood sugar spike goes high. It will release insulin. This is your pancreas. This is what the pancreas tends to do. If you think back in the multiple times in a day, the number of times you've eaten things will get sugar. I want to show people, yeah, that's painful. But after a while, the pancreas stops working. The blood sugar, it doesn't secrete insulin anymore because the function of a pancreas is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. A very powerful endocrine gland that is useful, very important in the digestive process. It helps your body because when your food gets into the pancreas, it secretes, when we've eaten that our plate of food that has meat, rice, whatever, it's the pancreas that also helps it. It will secrete and help you break it down. So when we've yo-yoed for a long time, particularly when you're high on sugar or you've got very sweet tooth, every time you've done it for so long, this is why I said the body is complex. After a time, it becomes prevalent to abuse. Pancreas no longer functions. You see how this thing tear and snap and hit me? This thing pepper me. It's painful. After a time, it stopped secreting insulin. Once it then gets into the blood, this is where you now find that diabetes with its forefathers and sisters have come knocking. The pancreas is no longer able to secrete insulin, or if it's secreting, it's not doing the job. It's no longer working. In the average person, every time there's a high blood sugar count in the body, because blood sugar is important, the body needs it. The body needs blood sugar. Let's not get flawed. But the question is, between what the body needs and what we actually consume, it may be a bit too much, and that's where your pancreas comes in very handy. I've already covered the liver. If you found this session useful, if you found it interesting, please hit the like and subscribe button. And let's grow the channel.